I miss her. I I miss my ex, and I really loved her. I was attached to her, bro. Nah, you ever just randomly start missing your ex for no reason, bro? You be good, you be chilling, everything in your life good, and boom, a memory hits you. You don't even want them back, but you can't lie to yourself you miss them. And I've been wondering why that is. Why we miss people we know, we're not compatible with no more. And I think it's because when you really love somebody, a part of you gets attached to what was, not them now, not the version that left you, but who they were when things felt right. You miss the comfort, you miss the late night talks, you miss the inside jokes, you miss the cuddling, the way it felt like you had someone that saw you different. It's not even about love sometimes, it's about the connection. And connections like that don't happen every day. What really messes you up and me up is when you realize you'll never experience that exact feeling again, bro. You'll never experience that same feeling again. You might love again, sure, but not like that, not the same way. Because that version of you that loved them don't exist no more. You grew, you changed, you learned. And in a way, that love died when the old version of you did. So even if you got back with that person right now, after 6 months of being apart, 9 months after being apart, a year after being apart, it's not gonna be the same love that y'all had that first time. Now my first love, bro. This shit gonna get me reminiscent, man. My first love, bro. That hit, bro. Cause I ain't had no girlfriend. I ain't had no I never had no girlfriend, bro. Like not even like a week or a day like long relationship. Like I ain't had none of that. So my first relationship was at 15 in my sophomore year of high school. And I was still fat, I was still ugly, man. I was still chopped. That girl invested, I ain't even gonna lie. And it just, you know, that was the first thing I had, so I ain't never experienced nothing like that. And I never will. I grew from that and I learned from that, but I realized in us breaking up, uh I right when we broke up, I mean we were still friends for a bit. I mean I still check up on her now. I checked up on her a couple days ago. Like we not friends currently, but we was friends after the relationship was over for like a month or two. And I realized I didn't really like this. I can't see nothing in somebody I saw everything in. So I realized I just had to go no contact. We just had to stay apart. And the hardest part about that was that I really felt like I was going, you know, go back to a place I was before where I was lonely, where I ain't had no friends. I ain't had no girl. I ain't have nothing. I ain't even had no people to play the game with. I was just doing nothing. That's probably why I was such a sad fat kid. I don't know. Uh that's probably why I wasn't talking to nobody at school when I first had went back to school after COVID. Like that time was a good time. And I feel like after we broke up, I felt like I was going, I've been here before. But I realized I'm never gonna be there again because I changed. And I have friends even after the relationship I was in. I have friends to go to talk to about what happened in my relationship. They there for me. But after a little bit of no contact, like 2 months, I threw all of her stuff out. Uh, she had portraits of us together. I threw those away. I threw everything she get. Well, not everything. Some stuff I still got. Uh, but like I threw all her pictures away. I deleted all of her photos. I made sure. I tried to really get rid of any trace of her. I unadded her on every account I had. Because I didn't want her to see what I was posting. I didn't want her to see what she was posting. But I think it was just because I wanted to instantly feel, I wanted to just forget about it. But I was cleaning my room the other day and I found some notes she had left me, and there were some like envelopes, and they had hearts on them. They was glued together, and I was like, oh, I remember she gave me these. But it's like they were scattered around in different places, and I was like, I didn't, get rid of all of them. I didn't know, because she gave me so many love letters, like hundreds of letters, bro. And I threw all of them away, but then I found more searching through my room. And like they were like small little envelopes with like little love messages. And I was opening them and it says, you're my favorite person. I love you. And I just started getting so sad, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. That pain hurt, bro. That pain hurt, bro. She was my first everything, first kiss, first love, first person I had sex with. She was my first everything. So getting through all that was, you know, confusing. And even though, I went through all that, I realized that I felt worse after finding those notes because it brought back up all those memories. And I didn't really, I didn't forget about her. I didn't stop the hurt. I just delayed the hurt momentarily, and then that hurt just came up months later. So after going through all that, it made me feel like, why do I miss this girl so much? Why am I like this? And now I know why. It's because it just delayed the hurt. But that you gonna grieve either way, bro. You can't stop the fact that you gonna grieve, bro. You either gonna grieve or you not. And if you do grieve, you can't force, you can't just force it to stop. It's just gonna have to come out on its own. And I feel you should know that, like, you could erase everything. You could delete her pictures. You could throw away gifts. And like, I thought not grieving made me stronger, but it just delayed the healing. And you can't skip pain. You gotta sit. You gotta sit in it for a while to understand it. So missing your ex don't mean you want them back. It's just your mind. It's the means of your heart, catching up to your mind. And it's okay. It's part of being human. We move on physically before we do emotionally. And when that nostalgia hits, it's not weakness, it's closure, reminding that you cared for real. So if you miss your ex, bro, don't beat yourself up. Don't text them. Don't stalk their page. Just feel it and let it pass. Because one day you'll wake up and that feeling won't control you no more. You'll still remember them, but it won't hurt. It'll just be a lesson, not a wound. It won't leave a scar, it won't leave a mark. But it's going to have an impact on your brain. I love y'all. And I hope y'all, getting through everything y'all need to get through. Have a nice day.